Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Howard on Sports. My name is Howard. And today I want to talk about the interesting construction of the New York Knicks roster. Did you realize that their starting lineup does not have any players who they drafted? Jalen Brunson was a free agent signing, and all the other four guys were trades. I find that it's surprising, really, because people are so draft obsessed. Oh, you got to get a good draft pick, a good young player, that's the future. But not always. First of all, not all draft picks work out. And second of all, if you think you just need to tweak the roster a little bit, sometimes trading for a guy who's ready to produce right now makes more sense than drafting someone. So the general manager for the New York Knicks, Leon Rose, his technique of roster building is, plug in pieces here and there. And he's done a great job. But it all revolves around the Jalen Brunson signing, who many people thought when the Knicks signed him, they thought maybe, I don't know. I don't know if he's really worth it. He's not that good, but he's turned out to be really good. So that's the key. That was the key acquisition. And then it was building around him. And so piece by piece, trade by trade, Leon Rose has done that. Now, the Knicks do have a few guys that they've drafted, just not any starters. Like, they drafted Mitchell Robinson, but I believe that was before Leon Rose was even here, I think, because Mitchell Robinson has been here for a while. Also, Deuce McBride, and then Tyler Kolek was drafted by Portland, but traded to the Knicks on draft night. So he was essentially drafted by the Knicks. But it's been mostly trades. Even recently, Jose Alvarado was a trade. So that's just the way the Knicks have gone about it. And there's no right or wrong. You just have to get the right guys to play together and the right coach to, make it happen. And so Leon Rose has done that. He's done a really good job as an executive. Now, in the past, I would say most NBA championship teams who had superstars on them, those guys were drafted. Michael Jordan by the Bulls, Magic Johnson by the Lakers, Larry Bird for the Celtics, Hakeem Olajuwon for the Rockets, Kobe with the Lakers, although they signed Shaq, which obviously was a huge move. But a lot of teams rely on the draft. But you shouldn't rely solely on one thing, right? It should be a combination of draft, free agent signing, and trade. In the Knicks case, though, for whatever reason, most of their players have been acquired via trade. And again, if it works, who cares? It doesn't make it any less of an accomplishment. If the Knicks win the championship this year, which they could, it wouldn't take away from it that they really didn't draft too many of these guys. In a way, trades require creativity, right? To come up with the right guys to give this team in order to get the guy you want. That requires more creativity than a free agent signing. So I always like a good trade. I'm always amazed when you can get really good talent and you're surprised that you're able to acquire that guy. You're like, wow, how'd they pull that trade off? I didn't see that coming. And Leon Rose has done that several times. So, hats off to him, that's for sure. But so we'll see what happens. We'll see if the Knicks win a championship. But, they wouldn't be the only team like the Miami Heat. They acquired Chris Bosh and LeBron James, but they did have Dwayne Wade. So, again, most teams have at least one superstar that they drafted as far as the championship teams. But in the Knicks case, their best drafted player is Mitchell Robinson. And he is not a superstar. He's a great rebounder and defender and a terrible free throw shooter, so he can't play that many minutes because he's a liability. But he's the most significant player on the roster who the Knicks have drafted. So again, it's interesting to me what Leon Rose has done, and keep up the good work, Leon Rose. The Knicks are in a good position right now.